All right, back for another beer review, and today I'm going to be reviewing a beer from the Avery Brewing Company, and they're out of Boulder, Colorado, and this is their Liliko'i Kepolo. So on the can here it says Belgian-style Witbier brewed with spices and passion fruit added. This beer comes in at 5.4% alcohol by volume, and according to Untappd, 10 IBUs. And at the time of this review, there's no date. No date on the can. So I know this is the older styled can. They have a newer label. So it's a bit older, but I would imagine this has to be under 6 months old. Probably, 3, 4, 5 months old. I don't know when they did their new labeling. Had to be recent. So anyway, I bought this from AJ's Beer Warehouse in Rochester, New York. If you're ever in Rochester, well, Henrietta, New York, I believe they're actually located in. But if you're in Henrietta, AJ's Beer Warehouse, fantastic. And this was kept cold because it was in their, they have like a beer cave, and it's awesome. Tons of beers, all kept cold. So I'd imagine we'll be fine. I guess we'll see when I crack it. But yeah, so full disclosure, I've had this beer quite a few times before. First time I had it was about 3.5 years ago, and I was blown away by just how drinkable this one was. And I've been eating passion fruits a little bit more lately, and man, there's a ton of passion fruit in here, like ton, like a shit ton. And on top of here, it says on top of the can it says tropical and tart, which I remember it being. So anyway, let's pour it in a glass, see what we've got going on. Not much more to say about it. Give a shout out to Rajay over at Rajay Beer Ventures. I think he reviewed this in the last couple months, and it kind of brought back memories. And I was like, I gotta review this beer. I gotta do it right now. So anyway, let's give it a pour into this left-hand glass. Pour a decent amount in here, almost all of it. So I don't know if you guys can hear that snap, crackle, pop. I don't know, I'm saying that all the time. I'd always give Albino Rhino, Chad, over at the Albino Rhino Beer Reviews, I'd always give him shit for the snap, crackle, and pop, and now I've mentioned it like twice in the last 2 weeks. I don't know, whatever, I'm an idiot. So yeah, this pours out like honestly, like a New England-style IPA, or like your typical Belgian Witbier. Believe it or not, that's kind of what New England-style IPA is looking like. But yeah, this looks like a Belgian-style Witbier. Very bright, like murky orange to it. That head fizzed away. I'd imagine it's because of the passion fruit. When they say spices added, you'd have to think coriander. Maybe they have like, the orange peel. Typical Witbier is coriander, orange peel. Typically though. I don't know if maybe they replaced the orange peel in this one with passion fruit. I don't know. Anyway, let's get a nose on it. There's a lot of passion fruit in here. But here's the thing about this beer. Even though there's a shit ton, an incredible amount of passion fruit in this one, there's nice, like, stone fruits. Like, it almost smells like fresh peaches and apricots. Definitely coriander in here, though. This definitely smells like there's coriander in here. You're getting the typical weedy / coriander vibe from the base Witbier. Yeah, just lots of peach and apricot. It basically goes peach, apricot, passion fruit, coriander, a little bit of weedy characteristic to the underlying flavors. It just smells, and I say this a lot, but this smells like it's a refreshing beer. Like you want to drink 7 billion cans of this by the poolside or on the, at a barbecue or at the beach, and you wouldn't get sick of it. But that's just how it smells. How does it taste? Anyway, let's get into it. Cheers. This is a extremely well made, tasty, and tart beer. So to my knowledge, they're not using like lactobacillus, or they're not kettle souring this or anything. This is just a Belgian wit with a lot of passion fruit added. I don't know if they're adding the juice or whatever, but this has a tartness that might be actually more tart than a lot of kettle sours I've been drinking recently. It has a beautiful balance of sweetness and tartness. So you're getting like sweeter, breadier. Seriously, I picked today to not be able to talk. Well, let's be honest, I don't really talk all that well. English is foreign to me. But anyway, there's a nice balance between the sweetness and the tartness, and you're getting sweeter, breadier malts. A really nice base to this beer. To add the passion fruit and the coriander and everything else going on with it. The base is really nice to this one. 5.4%. This has like a medium body to it, honestly. A little bit thicker than anticipated. It's very soft and smooth on the palate as far as mouthfeel goes, but it does have a nice spritzy carbonation to it. But then as far as the flavors go, it's just, it kind of is reversed from the aroma where it was peach, apricot, and passion fruit for me. Now it's passion fruit, apricot, and peach, basically. It's like reversed in terms of the order of the fruits. Tons of passion fruit on here. If you've ever had a passion fruit, you know what it tastes like. It has a nice tartness to it. It just has a quality that is really unlike any other fruit that I've had before, and you get it in spades in this beer. Yeah, a little bit of that coriander. Even maybe, I don't think they're using orange peel, but maybe a little sweeter orange comes to the forefront too. This isn't overly complex. Like I said, you got passion fruit, peach, apricot, maybe a little bit of sweeter orange, coriander, and like the base bready malt character. But what this lacks in complexity makes up for in the taste and the refreshing quality of this beer. This is a beer I could drink a lot of cans of. I'd never get sick of it. It has a nice balance between the sweetness, the tartness, really no bitterness to speak of, but that tartness kind of replaces that bitterness and makes it infinitely more drinkable. This is a very tasty beer. This is a beer that I've never been disappointed buying pretty much ever. I can't remember me buying this and being like, oh, whatever. It's always consistently well made. And it's just a good beer. So that was Liliko'i Kepolo from the Avery Brewing Company, and I'm going to give this a solid 4.25 out of 5. Basically the Joe rating at this point. I give a lot of beers 4.25. It's a well-made beer. If you like passion fruit, you have to like passion fruit, I think, to enjoy this beer. You got to like passion fruit because there's so much in here that if you don't, I think you'd have a hard time really adjusting to it because there's just so much. I mean, and there's tartness from the passion fruit. So I think you really got to like passion fruit, but you also have to have somewhat of a slight affinity for tart beers as well. Not straight on sours, but just tart beers. Anyway, appreciate you guys stopping by another review here on the channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And to the next one, cheers.